Good evening, traders. Zach here with the Trading Network. Hope you guys are doing well and that you had a good weekend. It is Sunday, May 2nd, and I have another weekly market profile forecast for you for both the ES and NQ futures markets. So we are going to start off first and foremost with the ES session profile. I basically just want to point out that we are still really operating within the range from last week. You can call it 4211 to 4160, 4170-ish. And my initial thought is that I'm waiting for one of these levels to break. So if we break this to the upside, I'm looking for obviously a move to new highs. And if we break this to the downside, then I will indeed be looking for a move back into these profile levels from the week of April 23rd and before that, the week of April, or the sessions from April 20th as well. So I'm looking at this 4110, 4115 level more specifically as kind of like a final test before we move on into these weekly levels. And just to show you guys here, we also have a naked point of control at 4150 on ES. So that is right below here. So if we break this 60, 70 level, that 4150 area is very, very likely to get tapped because we do have a naked POC from the week of the 19th right here at 4150.50. Below that, you guys can see that we also have a naked point of control at 4067 and obviously some lower than that. So these would be my more immediate downside targets would be if we break that 60 to 70 level. I'm looking at this naked point of control to get tapped. And then you can see that 4110 level that we looked at on the session profile is a very interesting level on the weekly profile as well, where it was around the highs of the April 5th weekly session and then the lows of the April 12th and the April 19th weekly sessions there. So, or weekly profiles, I guess I should say to be more accurate. So that is what I'm looking at as far as ES goes. So just to reiterate here, we are operating within this range. So within this range, the safest areas would be to, try to look for long trades in this area at 4160-ish and try to look for possible short trades in this area unless we're in a really clear trend. In that case, you want to just follow the trend. But with that said, this is going to be excess lower value, which means it is typically a cheap buy in the eyes of the bigger time frame players. Big players want to buy when price is cheap or when the instrument is cheap, and they want to sell when the instrument is overvalued. So just to kind of make this very clear, below the value area is considered undervalued, and above the value area high, right, is considered overvalued. And of course, if we break and hold above the value area high, we will, likely start trending. So keep that in mind. But general auction theory rules go by below value area low, undervalued, above value area high, overvalued. But if we start trending, then, we have to take that market condition into effect as well. So I'm pretty much going to be trying to play this range most likely until it breaks to one side. And, I'm kind of just going to see how this overnight profile develops and see, where my line in the sand will end up based on how the overnight structure does develop. So moving on to NQ here, very, very similar. We will go ahead and draw a range. We'll call it like 14,050 to 14,070, 20-point range or 20-point zone to the upside. And most immediately, I would be looking at this 13,810, 13,820 area as our more immediate range. If we break 820 to the downside, I'm looking for a move down to 13,700 to be honest. And just like ES, if we break these highs, then I'm going to be looking for my trending opportunity zone strategy, if you will. I'm going to be looking for an opportunity to follow that trend if we do break the highs and continue to hold above those highs. Same thing, this is a little bit less structured in regards to, you can see like all these value areas lining up here on ES. NQ isn't necessarily as clean, but you can see value area low, we've got a value area there, value area low there, value area low there. So same idea really. I mean, this is going to be support. And if we break this, I'm looking here. If we hold here, I will be looking for a move back up into 13,930, 13,940, and then back up into our highs. So you can see here on the NQ weekly profile, if I get rid of these drawings real quick, you can see that we also have some naked POCs to the downside. So 13,780, 13,589. Those would be my larger scale targets to the downside if we do, once again, break this 13,820 level. I would be looking at 13,780. And if we break that 13,700 level, which is a very important level, both on the weekly profile and on the session profile, I'm looking for a fill of this naked point of control at 13,589. So keep an eye on these levels on NQ. Just to reiterate, I'm looking at 13,820-ish as major support. I'm looking at 1450 to 1470 as resistance. That's our current highs. So we're going to have to move and hold above that to get that upside directional conviction developed. If we break 13,820, I'm looking for a move down into the 13,720, 13,700 level. And just to follow up one more time on ES here, we have our most immediate support level at 4160 to 4170, and we have our most immediate resistance, of course, at the all-time highs, 4208, 4211. You can call that a few point zone there as well. And if we break this 4170, 4160 zone, I would indeed be looking for more of a drastic push down towards this 4110 level to test not only this naked point of control here, but to see if we can work below these weekly lows here, once again, from the week of the 12th and the week of the 19th. So I hope this helps you guys kind of get a good footing for the week ahead. As always, make sure that you are creating a plan for the week ahead. Try to create a plan for every session. Sit down, write out some analysis so you're not kind of sitting down and going in blind. It's always very important to have if-then scenarios when you are moving into the session, when you are moving into the week. So when a trade opportunity presents itself, you have everything planned out and you don't need to do any split-second decision-making. So keep that in mind. It is a very important piece of information that's helped me a ton throughout my trading career. So with all of that said, I want to thank you guys immensely for taking the time to watch this content. If you guys do dig what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe down below. You can also check out the links in the description below, where you will find, first and foremost, a link to our free Facebook group where you can find my daily trade plans based on market profile for ES and NQ. And in addition to the link below for our Facebook group, you will also find a link to our website, thetradingnetwork.io. You can find more information on our website about one-on-one mentorship with me. I offer 4-week programs, 10-week programs, and a few other varying lengths. You can also learn more about the Trading Network proprietary indicator package, joining our private Discord server where you can watch me trade live on a daily basis at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And you can learn more about the Fundamentals of Futures Trading course and the FFT course bundles. The FFT course, first and foremost, is a course that is comprehensive. It provides multiple strategies for varying market conditions, such as a trending strategy and a ranging strategy. It also goes over trading psychology techniques. You can watch me trade. You can watch me break down my setups in very, very granular detail, so you can essentially copy exactly how I trade. You can use my edge as your own edge and really carve out success in this market. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out anytime. I greatly appreciate you being a part of the Trading Network, and I will see you in the next video.